reacting to all of these important cues. We had Wall Street, which ended Wednesday's trading session lower. So the Dow was down 38 points. We had the S&P, which was down around 17 points at the close, like you can see. And the Nasdaq Composite closed with cuts of over 100 points. So it was definitely the Fed minutes towards the end of the session which really weighed on sentiment. But that's what's happening globally. Let's talk about all of the cues that you need to track as we get into this trading session. We have our research team here with the setup. Mangalam, Sonal, as well as Surbhi are here to prep you up for this trading session. Guys, a very good morning to all of you. Sonal, take us through what we should track in terms of cues for the market. We were just going through the global picture, and it is likely to be a lot about that.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And if we look at what the big cues we got from the U.S. markets are, that's the CPI print. U.S. CPI came in at 5%. That was slightly lower than what was expected. But the other thing is that Fed officials now predict a recession. So it could be a tug of war between inflation, growth fears, and a lot more as far as U.S. economy is concerned. So the next action from Fed is extremely important to watch out for. Wall Street, on the back of this recession fear that we are speaking about, closed lower. Dow, in fact, snapped its 4-day winning streak. Nasdaq was lower by 100-odd points. Asian markets should also come up for you on the screen, largely lower today. So we have Taiwanese index sitting with cuts of 0.3%. Hang Seng is down 230 points. It's all because of the weakness that we have seen in the US markets as well. And SGX Nifty, that will also come up for you on the screen because that one is indicating that the start for our own markets could be slightly weakish. Now, as far as our own markets are concerned, well, we saw 8th consecutive day of gains for Indian markets. Nifty is up 4% in last 8 trading sessions itself, and gains yesterday were led by pharma, IT and FMCG names as well. IT stocks, they are of course in focus because TCS has missed revenues and margin estimates, but the order book idea is quite firm for the company. FIIs, they bought again in cash markets yesterday, 1,900 crore rupees yesterday. In April so far, they've been able to buy 4,700 crore rupees. Now, as far as our own CPI is concerned, it has come in at a 15-month low at 5.66%. So that, of course, is a good number to watch out for. We have results today coming in from Infosys and results over the weekend coming in from HDFC Bank. So a lot of domestic cues as well that we'll be watching out for.
All right, a lot of domestic cues as we get into that long extended weekend as well, right? Sonal, thanks a lot for that. But let's now talk about all of the stocks that could be in focus. We all know TCS is the big one, but Surbhi is here with the entire list that you should keep on your radar. Hi, Surbhi.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for that. First up on my radar is, of course, TCS. The company misses the mark for the fourth quarter. Revenue and margins both missed estimates. The revenue was up 1.7% sequentially and net profit was up 5% sequentially. Anand Rathi Wealth also reported its Q4 numbers. The revenue was up 4% at 143 crores and PAT was constant at 43 crores. Moving on to AU Small Finance Bank, the RBI approves reappointment of Sanjay Agarwal as MD and CEO for the next 3 years. Karnataka Bank, RBI approves the appointment of Shekhar Rao as interim director and CEO for 3 months. He's currently an executive director. BHEL signs an MOU with NPCIL for collaboration over pressurized heavy water reactor-based nuclear power plants. And lastly, RVNL, the company receives an order worth 64 crores from Northwestern Railway.
All right, Surbhi, thanks a lot for bringing us all of that stock-specific action. Let's also talk about the cues from the futures and options space. Mangalam joins in with that. Mangalam, we've been slowly building on gains over the past few sessions. Take us through everything we should watch.
Yes, like they say, first slowly and then suddenly. 8 days and we are up almost 800 points on the Nifty. In fact, the FIIs have been, powering this market ahead, buying for 9 days in a row. And yesterday as well, the purchase was close to around 1,900 crore. But the biggest story is the way the FII shorts have been caught on the wrong side and they've been covering their positions as well. Yesterday too, we saw the FIIs purchase almost 1,700 crores in index futures. And here too, majority of that was deployed towards covering short positions, 11,000 short contracts covered. As a result of which, in last 5 sessions, the FIIs have covered almost 72,000 short contracts. In fact, at series start, the FII net short contracts were 1.38 lakh, and now that's compressed all the way down to 0.42 lakh itself. Mind you, they're still net short to the tune of 65%. Longs have inched higher to 35% from 9% at the start of the series. And in this week itself, it's doubled in its exposure. But important to see whether this momentum sustains or whether we run the risk of getting into some sort of resistance. Why do I say that? Well, because one, there is weekly options expiry today. Secondly, FIs have been writing puts left, right and center. At some point, these put writers will also be caught on the wrong side, just the way call writers have been caught on the wrong side. Yesterday, we saw the 17,700 call writers cover their positions, 17,750 call writers also run for cover, and some action at the 17,800 call, telling you that we did see some sort of resistance around that 17,880 mark. The 17,800 put writers and the 17,750 put writers have brought together 1.1 crore shares in open interest in just yesterday's trading session, and the put call ratio has now moved to 1.27, slightly overbought. And all of this ties in with the Nifty 100-day moving average along with the Nifty 100-day moving average, both of them just a couple of 100 points away from here. So will that be a resistance, or will crossing this cause further short covering, is something that we'll find out.
All right, we will find out. For now, it is looking like a bit of a weakish